I realized that I did the cleaning and the maintenancing of my Canonet, but I didn't do a full Canonet walkthrough. I had a roll of film in it, so anyway, this is it. This is the Canonet 28. You'll notice that there's no QL, there's no G3. This is the very first edition of the Canonet with a 2.8 aperture. I believe all the other Canonets previous to this were 1.7 and 1.9. There was the first Canonet, which was a lot bigger. 1.7, it had the selenium cells, so it didn't require battery power for the light meter. The Canonet 19, which the first edition of that was the same size. And I believe the very first Canonet was the 17, and that one advanced from the bottom. And then past that, they made it to where the advanced level was on the top. Anyway, this is the 28. It's a 40mm lens, 2.8 aperture. It's denoted that this is the 28 by the 28 right there on the top. You have your apertures right here. You can set it on auto, and that will automatically select your shutter speed based on, I believe that it chooses 2.8, and then it selects your shutter speed, which you can see in the viewfinder here. Then you can go through the different shutter speeds. There's a clicking to lock it over here, and then it'll slide over all the way to 16 and all the way back. The front ring here controls the focus. You have minimal focus from 3 feet to 20 feet to infinity and whatnot, but 3 feet is the minimal focus. You got your ASA control here. Just push in and move from one side to another. It goes from 25 to 400. There's no battery check on here. That's just something to note. So it's just a simple viewfinder here, and if you look through, there's the shutter speeds on the side, as well as the square, the yellow square with help for focusing. Open up the back, put a load of film in. This is my test roll. It slides right in there. Move it over here, goes right into the little teeth there, and it's just like that. On the bottom here, this is the same bottom as the QL17. You have your release right there, so click that in and then rewind your film. Just like that. Also on the bottom is the battery compartment. So that's very simple. Just opens up there, and you've got a tripod socket. You have your flash right here. So if you have one of these Canonet flashes, it'll sit right on there. Orange light there indicates the flash is charged. It will sync automatically, and I believe that resets the shutter speed, so that way you don't get any weird flash looking things. I've shot the flash on this before. It's a great little setup, and it has a nice consistency in the two-tone gray and black. So that is very simply the Canonet 2.8. There's really nothing else to fuss over. It's got a nice leatherette. Great build. Like I said, it's metal. In my opinion, it is a more sturdy, more reliable version of like a point and shoot. You don't really have to worry too much about like what settings you have it at. It'll take care of all that for you. I've had very little issues with the exposure, but the thing to note is the batteries that we use now, I believe, are 1.35 volt. And I think that the original battery was a mercury grade battery, and I think that was like a 1.25. So there might be a little bit of a difference in the charge, which could affect the exposure by like half a stop, like some negligible amount, but it is something to keep in mind. Also, on the top here, if you feel so inclined, there is a little place for a shutter release cable. So if that's your business, there you go. That is the Canonet 28. Great camera, really big fan of it, and I hope you enjoyed the video.